Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I will start my argument in 3, 2, 1, and go. First of all, I want to rebuttal the 2 points of the opening government. So, ladies and gentlemen, as Prime Minister already said, that we have to stop people who eat meat because consuming meat is an immortal act and damages the health of the environment and culture. So, if we stop consuming meat, and then, like Prime Minister already said, ladies and gentlemen, he suggests us to replace it with other foods such as consuming fruits, vegetable, and fish as an alternative. So, first, have you taken into account the amount of food nutrition that a human being must receive? Second, like Prime Minister already said, ladies and gentlemen, he said that the way to stop eating meat is that we can eat other things like fish. Isn't fish also an animal, like the Prime Minister already talking about? So, if we say the animals that have meat in their body, for example, like cows, goats, pigs, and etc., have the right to be protected and not only consumed by the human, so it's up it's applied the same for the fish, right? Because fish is also animal, and fish has meat in their body. So let's jump to my argument. My first argument will runs to meat has an expensive price in the market. This is one reason that is quite logical for human not to eat meat every day. So we do not to ban or stop the production and consumption of meat because we as a human also have limitation to consume meat every day. It's not the same as the Prime Minister said. So the second argument is runs to prohibiting the production and consumption of meat will have further violate to the policies of some religions because some cultures and religions do not prohibit the consumption of meat. So maybe some religious and culture do this prohibit the consumption of meat, but not at all. So here's the evidence of my two arguments. So the first argument is, as we know, banning the production and consumption of meat is an unwise thing to do. Regardless of human health, such as the fulfillment of human nutrition, because meat has the best sources of protein in human body. So, meat contains all the amino acids needed by the body to help repair and replace healthy cells, ladies and gentlemen. So, these amino acids are not produced by the body itself. So, body must get them from food. So, uh, like I said, so people must consume the meat and then the body can get the protein. So this proves that the human digestive system requires many substances contained in the meat that is consumed by the human itself. So if we ban the production and consumption of meat, what health impact will humanity have? So uh, it can create the healthy issues more extreme, right? So ladies and gentlemen, like Prime Minister already said before, he only described the other alternative to meat substitutes for human consumption, but without showing us the concrete evidence of nutritional fulfillment when meat consumption is prohibited. So, the evidence of my second argument is like I said that banning the production and consumption of meat will have further violate to the policies of some religions because like my religions, we have a tradition that require us to slaughter animals according to the rules and policies based on our religion because that what we believe. So things like prohibiting or banning the production and consumption of meat are very unwise because it will restrict some religions from carrying our I'm sorry. Um, so things like prohibiting and banning the production and consumption of meat are very unwise because it will restrict some religions. So, um, why we why we want to restrict some religions? It's just because of one thing that we believe. So, like Prime Minister said, we believe that animals have the same right as human. So we can't kill animals just for consumption. So when we prohibited the consumption of meat, there will be more damages to the human environment. More issues will arise as I have explained it earlier, like health issues, cultural and religions issues, and so on. It doesn't nothing more than create this harmony that exists on earth. Without eliminating or banning the consumption of meat, human can still limit the consumption of meat because the expensive price of meat itself. So, uh, with the need for meat, which can only be bought or obtained in shopping places, so human have their limitation to consume the meats. So that's enough of a reason why we shouldn't ban the production and consumption of meat. So that's why I believe that ban production and consumption of meat is a is not a wise thing to do. So thank you.